Yo, 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 what is going on? Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Boss Battle. This is episode number 55, featuring Prime Skill. We have Dimitri here from Prime Skill. How are you doing, Dimitri?
I'm doing all right, and you?
Doing good, doing good. Ramen, how's it going, my friend? Welcome back to you as always.
Excited to be here, 55 episodes deep, but we're ready to get some games showing out here. Games that you show your mama. FPF shooters on Solana, ready to bring the prime skills. I'm ready for this show, my friends. I'm ready.
Yeah, and Ramen is in peak form today. Let's go over the rules of Boss Battle for those people that are new to the show. You have to have an 85 average above all the bosses across all of them, basically. So all bosses, you want to have an 85 or above A average. Towards the end of each round, the audience will be going to the polls and making sure our hero here gets through each boss. You're gonna have to impress the audience pretty much. Win over the audience, and they will guide you to a good high score on Boss Battle. We also have a lightning round that's going to be your cooldown moment. So the lightning round won't be graded at all, but it will be some lighthearted, fun questions that'll get you like back into the groove of things if you're struggling. And that's pretty much it. And then at the end of the show, we'll go over the results and see how you did. So Dimitri, you ready to play some Boss Battle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty, let's into the first boss here. All right, question number one says, can you tell us the origin story of Prime Skill? Who makes up your team, and what's your collective gaming and development background?
Right, yeah. So, hi, I'm Dimitri. I'm the founder of Prime Skill. Prime Skill was conceptualized about a year and a half ago in late 2023 between myself and my co-founder, Joseph, who couldn't join today. And so our team makes up about like 20 people right now, spread across all the different disciplines required to make a game. The business analysts, the development, obviously, modelers, art people. And we really thought about this back then, and there's obviously Web3 games, right? And there were no Web3 games then. Obviously, there's very popular games that have gotten significant amounts of funding, but in my opinion, didn't really deliver anything mass appeal. So really, what brought us to do this was a need for something that the way we see it, there's billions and billions of untapped revenue in the Web3 gaming space, billions and billions, tens, hundreds of billions, but the games are just not mass appeal. So what we're building is a mass appeal military style shooter, similar mechanics between like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike. We take a lot of inspiration from both of them with our own mix to it, our own like TTK and all that good stuff. But that's what really inspired us to do this. So me personally, I don't have a game development background. I actually work in high-risk private security. So a lot of the like military side of things and how the game looks comes from a lot of my experience. I think at a very high level, that's sort of like the spill of that question.
Yeah, if I could do like a quick follow-up to that, how's that experience been like? Because I'm seeing like nowadays the tools that you could use to like create a game have been more user-friendly and a little bit less technical. So people that are coming from different walks of life can approach this kind of industry and try and like make a game and see what they can do with it. What's your experience been like so far?
So I would say that I don't develop the game, right? I'm the founder. I'm the brainchild. I'm the one that does all of the direction of the actual game. So I work quite closely with the CTO, Anton. He's not here right now either. Sorry. He is the CTO, and he manages directly the development team. But also, I know all of these guys as well because I'm in all the chats and everything with them. But the game is built on Unity. We didn't go on Unreal because for a game like this, I don't like the look of Unreal, honestly. I think most Unreal games kind of have that same sort of look and feel to them, and we wanted to make something different. And we decided to build the game on Unity. Obviously, on the Twitter page, you can see some of the gameplay of the game. But yeah, in terms of like the tools and things, our team's very well versed and well experienced with using a multitude of different tools to make the game and really drive the development forward. And everyone that we've shown the game to, we showcased last month at NFT Paris, and people were blown away by the quality of the game. So, we have the right team in place. So the tooling, I can't speak too much on that. The game's built on Unity, but yeah, we are, going full steam ahead with development and not facing the issues.
Cool. Love that answer. Let's move on to the next question here. It says, Front Strike is described as a tactical, fast-paced shooter. Can you break down the core gameplay mechanics and what makes it unique compared to established FPS titles?
Yeah, so the game is, as I said, it takes a lot of inspiration from both Call of Duty and Counter-Strike. So on the Call of Duty side, those good reload animations, all the good animations, the action, the immersiveness of the maps. That's what we take from Call of Duty in a way, and a lot of inspiration of the actual like skill side and the competitiveness of like Counter-Strike and other games like that. We take like how the weapons work, how like the pattern spray and like the game modes and that sort of stuff. What really sets us apart, in my opinion, is at least at this moment right now, is a lot of the games are going away from a lot of this sort of more serious vibe to more kiddie vibe. So like like the old Call of Duties, right? You playing as a soldier, you're like an operator, you're like a frontline soldier in a war, right? Well, now you have the whole Squid Game sort of. It's kind of a joke now, Call of Duty, and you obviously have like Fortnite and games like that. But we're taking this more like serious tone to the game. So you play as a special forces operator, a normal frontline soldier in the game, and yeah, I think it really how it differentiates is obviously the wagering mechanism. So our wager tech, what we call it, and how people actually monetarily benefit from their skill in the game.
Gotcha. Let's move on to the next question here. It says, you mentioned an in-depth gun customization. What systems are you guys implementing here, and how will this impact gameplay beyond cosmetics?
Yeah, so you'll be able to customize your reticle on your whatever holographic reticle you use or system. You'll be able to customize that. So we'll have a customization where you can have like different shapes, sizes, colors of your reticle. There'll be different cosmetics, well, excuse me, not cosmetics, but different modifications for the gun itself. And it'll change how it handles, whether that's like a hand grip, a flashlight, different pistol grips as well, shortening the barrel, and all these sorts of things will have little modifications. So you can like really tune your gun to your play style. Very similar to like Call of Duty or Battlefield and these sorts of games.
Do you love that, especially as a gamer that loves to like customize his gaming experience? Like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Hold on a minute. So are we actually going to start seeing, since you're from the military, customization of guns? Like if I want to get like, if I want to get like a two-stage national match trigger with like a Daniel Defense barrel, and like I want to change like the buffer tube and stuff like that. Is it that level of customization? Because that'd be crazy. I've been waiting for a game like that where I can actually break down my guns and then actually part that thing together, build parts. That would be sick. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. So long term, we do want to have like a hardcore, what we would call PMC mode, and you will be able to break down the guns to that level. So this is, I haven't really exposed this to anybody, but yeah. So we do want to have that level of customization. I don't know if you've played Ground Branch. I don't know if you played that game, because you can do all that. You can change like the weapon spring. You can change like the bolt and all these like different components of the gun. And it really affects how the gun works. So we do plan on having a more hardcore mode where you can do all of that. But the main game, I would say 90% of the game, it won't be that. But we will have a hardcore mode where you can change all those different things, because it's not hard to implement that sort of stuff. And I know there's people who would love that. Right now, we're targeting. Our target customers are obviously like competitive gamers, crypto people, but also people who like this military stuff. So we want to be able to sell this game to people who are more interested in actual firearms and military tactics and history. And that's how we plan on doing it.
I like that. Hopefully looking for some in-game sponsors from like Aimpoint Neotech later,
Yes. We're actually speaking with we're actually speaking with some gun manufacturers right now. Nothing like
Hey,
H&K yet, nothing like H&K or SIG, but we are speaking with like some smaller gun manufacturers, and we're going to be having like some licensed guns in the game, or some guns that are made by like gunsmiths, like custom guns. We announced one, which is going to be a map pickup, which is it's a 300 blackout minigun.
hey, I like it already. I like subsonic. Let's go.
No, that's really cool. I like the call to like the licensing and stuff. I really do appreciate. I know people think so, like some people have like a take where like, oh, it's a licensed game, it's bought and paid for, it's not real. But I actually like the authenticity when I see logos that I actually see in real life. Like I like that part of when games do that. So if you had any kind of licensing in it, that'd be really cool to see for sure.
Yeah, long term,
Uh,
we would love to have like H&K. So one of the skins we want to manufacture, we want to do for the game is transparent skins. So we want to have like essentially the outer part of the gun is like a strong hardened plastic, and you can see all the mechanisms in the gun working. So you can see like the firing pin, you can see how the bullets are
Oh, that's sick.
ejected, how the spring in the magazine pushes the bullets up, all that kind of stuff. We would love to have like to share that as a like a custom cosmetic, and obviously that'd be really pricey because it takes a lot of work to manufacture something like that as a 3D model. But yeah, we would love to have those sort of things in the game, and really those are the sort of things that will set the game apart.
Love it. Love the answers we heard here. We're going to see the poll here in just a second, guys. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Be sure to vote. Let us know how Dimitri's doing on the first boss here. We're going to the second to last question, and it says, what's the current development status for Front Strike? What stage are you guys at, and have you conducted any playtests yet?
Yeah, so we're in the pre-alpha stage at the moment. All of the content you've seen from the game is pre-alpha, and the first playtest we had was last month at NFT Paris, which is a real-life playtest. And yeah, we got quite good feedback, really no negative feedback. The only, I don't even think consider it negative feedback. It's just sort of like lack of some features like sliding and stuff, but we're implementing that, right? Like it's a pre-alpha. All the features aren't in the game yet, but the actual gameplay, some people said, "Oh, it feels a little bit clunky," but we're working on that, right? We built our FPS controller from scratch, so we're not, many of these I'm not going to name any names, but many of these Web3 games, they just kind of use like assets off the store. They're not really building a game. They're just kind of like building this Frankenstein of
Oh,
assets and then
yeah.
putting it together. So we built our FPS controller, so how the actual guns like work and everything is all directly built by us. So that's obviously work in progress.
Love that. Building from the ground up. You mentioned also like you're so right. Like there's a lot of recycling going on in Web3, not a lot of creativity going on. Because in my opinion, and this is just a little hot take, but in my opinion, it's not really a passion project. We've talked to some games on Boss Battle, and it's like we made this because this game didn't exist yet, right? And that's kind of what I'm hearing from you guys. Are you also kind of thinking that same way? Like this game doesn't exist yet, so you're kind of having to make it?
Yeah. So like also the lore behind the game. It's kind of, if you're interested in geopolitics, essentially like the lore behind the game is NATO falls apart, and there's five like large geopolitical factions. There's an American-led faction, Five Eyes faction. There's an EU army faction. There's a Japanese-led Pacific security faction, Chinese faction, Russian-led faction. We plan on having 46 operators on launch from all over the world, obviously from the U.S., Europe, Nigeria, Japan, North Korea. Like we plan on having a lot of different representation in our game, actually. And yeah, so there isn't really a game like this. The only other game that kind of does operators to this scale, I guess you can see, like natively like by the actual game developer. I guess you could say there's a game called Caliber that's on Steam, and also there's obviously Rainbow Six as well. We really wanted to have that real like diversity in the game and really build something that has a lot of representation in it.
Love that. Love that answer. All right. Let's move on to our final question here. And it says, you're also developing a chess game alongside Front Strike. What is the strategy behind developing two very different games simultaneously?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. What was the first part of the question? I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, you're developing a chess game alongside Front Strike.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. So we have another product. So we have a multitude of products, and I can share like the list probably on our Twitter, and people can look at it. So Front Strike is our initial flagship product series, and excuse me. So the chess game comes under Arena Arcade. Arena Arcade is another like kind of product we're offering. So this would be like classic games, obviously like chess, checkers, 8-ball pool, battleships, Russian roulette, these sort of games, right? Where you can just play like tabletop games with people and wager. So this game, is 80% of the way in development. We haven't really showcased it yet because we're just like fixing some of the models, but it's a 3D chess game and it has a wagering aspect as well.
So I guess the plan is kind of like to make a greater ecosystem with some mini games on top of or maybe not on top, but like I guess the main product is like the game that you're building that's an FPS game, somewhat tactical, and then like there's like other products to complete like an ecosystem. Is that like what you guys are kind of go for?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Alrighty, that concludes the first boss line of questions here. We're going to go into our little special announcement. Ramen will take the wheel from there, and then we'll hop into the next boss after that. That's right. You guys know how this works. Every week we give away a badge. Ramen, take it away.
That's right. It's my favorite part because we're doing the thing that I love the best. We're giving away free stuff, and this badge is absolutely free and gasless. And make sure that you collect this badge if you want to support Prime Skill because, dun, 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 I won't bring out too many details, but later on, this is going to hold some value for the Catalyst ecosystem. So make sure you go and claim that badge live. You've got about 2 hours to go ahead and claim that. Yeah, and just get it because it's cool. Yeah, do that. That's it. That's all I got. And it's free.
Well done.
I mean,
Well
free.
done.
Thank you.
Well done, Ramen. All right, let's head on over to the next boss.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to go on a date night with the Kudo sisters. I don't know. It could be trouble for me. I'm not really too sure, but Dimitri.
I mean,
yeah.
you
I'm
are
for
like
trouble.
You are like animated. It would work out. I think it'd work out.
Yeah, you're
all I've got to offer,
man.
Hey, I listen. I don't want to be approached for the wrong thing. I got a bunch of money sticking out of my head. I want to make sure they love me for me.
They're just gonna love you because they're hungry. Because you're just dinner to them.
I'm okay with that. All right, we're gonna move on to the next boss. Dimitri, are you ready for boss number 2, my friend?
Of course.
All right. Question number 1, boss 2. I see you in there, Terrace. Thank you for showing up. He said I made it to the final scoring, but that was only for the first section. But I appreciate you, fam, for pulling up. All right. Can you walk us through the different game modes and arena designs players can expect in Front Strike?
Yeah, so our bread and butter is going to be the team deathmatch, pay per kill. So how it works is essentially there's a minimum buy-in at the start of the game, whether it's $1, $5, $10, whatever, right? You have to purchase a minimum of 10 lives. So say for instance, each life is worth 10 cents, it's $1. Each life is worth 50 cents, it's $5. Worth $1, $10, and so on and so forth, right? And it just works like a normal team deathmatch. There'll be objective bases as well. At the end of the game, the tally at the end of the game is the game server sends the message to the smart contract to divvy out the winnings. So that's how that'll work. We'll have like a normal deathmatch. We'll have like objective based games like capture the flag and stuff. And at the end of the game, the round is tallied up, and whoever wins is or who like how it works is what your kill score in the game is translates to the rewards you get. So if you kill somebody, you take a bit of their money. If they kill you, they take a bit of your money, and then it's tallied up at the end of the game, depending on the KDR. We'll also have like a Warzone mode, which is similar, it's like Call of Duty Warzone or like PUBG or Fortnite, where it's like a 12-person free-for-all. And in this game, it's more of a winner-takes-all. So say, for instance, the buy-in is $1. If you lose that dollar, you die, you lose that dollar, and the person who wins at the end, they get all the money. So say, for instance, there's 12 people. We take a 16.6% fee. So that means we take $2 off of that. So there'll be $10 up for grabs for the winner.
All right, and just to follow up with that, because we play a lot of, third person and FPS, and when it comes to regular gaming, and I could tell I just played Frag Punks the other day, it is ripe with cheating, and we're talking about cheating at the levels of very established, publishers and studios, multi-million dollar, and they can't circumvent that. So, how do you prevent that? Because in Web3, we say rampant amounts of cheating when it comes to if there's any type of monetary incentivization. So how do you plan on dealing with that at that level to prevent people from gaming the system because it happens so much?
Well, obviously, there's monetary. That's the biggest risk of this, right? More than anything is cheating. So initially, how it works is you have to work your way to wagering. So you won't be able to just wager it first, right? You have to work your way to wagering. So say, for instance, you are playing the game, right? And all of the games are manually reviewed as well. So we have a multi-layered anti-cheat. So it's a traditional like anti-cheat overlay. Then there's like a kernel layer anti-cheat, and also we're developing an AI solution as well to kind of. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's proprietary to us, and this is kind of another product. We're actually using Front Strike to showcase this. So I can't go into too many details of this, but essentially we have a multi-layer anti-cheat and also manual verification. And if someone's caught cheating, we also going to have there's other ways that we're going to deal with that because it's actually a crime, and since there's a monetary reward involved as well, it makes it even more of a crime. So we're going to be using certain resources to go after cheaters. It's more than just banning them. So if you want to play those games, we can play.
I like that.
I want to hop in real quick. Sorry. I want to hop in real quick. Do you think that more teams are going to have to incorporate like legal ramifications like that? Because you do bring up a good point. Since it is like a form of theft, the authorities could get involved. Do you think like more teams are going to have like some sort of like preparation towards that, or do you think teams aren't thinking about that at all?
Yeah. Yeah, I think some games can't be asked, like Call of Duty or Steam or whatever, right? Because there's no like the person's just cheating just because like they just want to be an ass, right? Like there's no real like monetary like gain from them cheating. Unlike in this game where there would be a monetary gain, but also it increases like the penalties of doing that. So we have our own legal counsel, we have our own team, and we'll work with different law enforcement partners as well. So like this is the biggest risk that we have is cheating, and yeah, we'll definitely go after cheaters, and they won't be able to hide. We're gonna make some serious examples out of people they really want to play with us because we're investing a lot of time, money, and effort into this. So we want to create a fair environment for people, and we're doing everything to do that, like technically and also through any sort of other channels to ensure that people can come in, play the game, and they're treated fairly, and everything is fair, and it's all skill based. So if we catch somebody cheating, that's an immediate ban. We ban their IP, we ban their machine, and we get rid of them.
That's cool. I just want to hear your perspective because the background you come from, like how you wanted to deal with it versus like how people are dealing with it already.
We're gonna kick in their door. We're gonna throw a flashbang in. We're gonna kidnap them, and then we're gonna take them somewhere far away, and they're gonna play Front Strike in real life.
I'm bullish now.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm actually, man. I'm actually about this life.
Land somewhere in Africa for them to go. So don't worry.
Here's a good follow from the community. Terrace is in here. I just want to show this really quick. Wait, how come it's not showing? Oh, in some cases, there are account leveling and selling, gold selling, boosting. It's detrimental to the economy of the game and annoying for players just trying to enjoy the game too, which I completely understand. And I did mention I was going to chime in that you're talking about some AI solutions. And I know that probably about a year and a half ago, I haven't seen much of the timeline from them, but AnyBrain was developing something that actually looks at like the digital footprint. So it's actually learning player styles and can identify people regardless of whether they change their player name or their IP or whatever. It leaves their own digital footprint, but they've been super quiet about it. But they've had, I was supposed to test for them. Now that I think about it, I got to hit them up. But it helps capture these players. So it doesn't matter if they go into other games, they're sharing that data with other games. So it's like it's almost trying to work on a world ban. So I think people are just
it's like kind of like a community ban list.
Yeah, so it's like, but it captures their like footprint on how they play. Like it knows that you can't snap to somebody's head, and it looks at what you can accomplish at the human level and what the AI can, or what bots can do. It's just like you can't react that fast, right? So I mean, they're taking those things into consideration. So I like this. I like kicking down doors too. That actually sounds pretty cool. But we are going to move on to the next question, which you did kind of go over in detail when Hado was asking, but this is all community questions. So I'm going to ask it again. What game engine are you guys using for Front Strike, and what technical challenges have you faced in developing a competitive FPS that needs to be responsive and fair?
Well, yeah, as I alluded to earlier, yeah, we're using the game is built on Unity. Technical challenges, money. We need more money. So we're currently raising at the moment. But in terms of like actual technical challenges of building the game itself, so I said we have extremely talented people. The person doing the lighting for the maps and the lighting for the game, they actually worked on the Dune movie. So we have like extremely talented people working with us, and I wouldn't say we're really facing technical challenges. It's really all about like game development is a lot, and this has all been bootstrapped by myself till now. So I'm responsible for feeding 20 people and having them work. So in terms of technical challenges, I wouldn't say we really have any technical challenges. We have a very experienced team. They're very motivated as well. They're highly motivated. So yeah, I'm just looking at this as you know I couldn't say we have technical challenges. And what was the last bit of the question? Sorry. Oh, sorry. No, it was about the FPS. So yeah. As I said, we're building our FPS controller from scratch. That's being built from scratch, and there's obviously a lot of challenges with that, with like tuning the algorithm for how the guns move and the different animations and stuff, and making those all seamless and work together, but it's more tedious than it is a challenge, right? It's just something you just have to do. But it is very interesting, and yeah, I'm helping them fine tune things of how the weapons behave and how the recoil works and how it looks. All this good stuff.
Nice. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, money, man. I guess that's a financial challenge we all face, or technical financial, one of those things. We're going to move to the next question. And again, I think these kind of got a little bit, one of the sections kind of got covered, but we love hearing about it. Competitive shooters require careful balancing. What's your approach to weapon balance, matchmaking, and anti-cheat? And you can kind of soft go over anti-cheat since we just went over that.
So are they asking like what anti-cheat we use? Or?
Well, for that one, we can kind of just glaze over because we kind of went over that. But more importantly, like, what's the approach to weapon balance and like in the matchmaking? Because if you're an FPS guy, and sometimes matchmaking sucks, right? You get thrown in with some sweats, and that's kind of crazy. And then weapon balance, I guess, kind of tuning metas, right, as you go along. Is that something that's going to be happening like weekly or bi-weekly with like meta builds? Or are you going to be changing those type of things? So I think those are the type of like little matchmaking.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course we have our own play test and we test the different weapons, and obviously we'll have our own analytics in the game as well, so we can see like what the different combinations, like what the different kills are, and see if there is like some meta build. Then obviously we will tweak that to ensure that the guns are fun to play and balanced across the board. Like they won't all behave exactly the same, but like the core of the guns will be the same, right? Like the like assault rifle class, SMG class, there'll be like core parameters of each gun, but like they will like behave like differently, like the recoil and like the advantages and disadvantages, whether that's a higher capacity magazine but less damage per round, or like a lower capacity magazine and much more damage per round, and all these sorts of different things, and will change how the weapon behaves. So we're definitely looking at that, and obviously the competitive nature and monetary side of things. We don't want people just using like one meta build across the game. We're going to have like constant analytics monitoring and have like feed this all into AI, and it helps us make the best decisions.
I love that. I love that optimization usage of AI. That's fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for, right? It's to aid in decision making. That's how I see AI. It's not meant to just like take over decision making. It's meant to aid in decision making and help you like use like this tool to kind of like write your ideas out, write like your story out. That's how I see AI. That's how I use it.
Love that. Agreed.
I'm just already thinking about all the cool, if this is going to go real, all the cool guns. I like to see like a Noreen Bad News 338 Lapua Magnum. always wanted that gun, but that's also $7,000 worth of weapon. Just a ridiculously
But hey,
large caliber.
maybe you'll be able to buy one once Front Strike launches and just get good at the game.
Oh, that's going to be a problem for me. It's going to be mid.
Something we want to do, obviously, with my background and stuff. Something we want to do, like as part of like kind of like a tournament, is probably like have like some, I don't know, like tactical days, like where we take some people out, and some of the people I've worked with, whether they're special forces guys, they can like kind of show them some different like weapon techniques and different like tactics and stuff. We wanted to do that as kind of like a competition as well. We want to have like real life events around this stuff, and like when we launch our card game called Project Speed, we'll probably have like some track days as well, and possibly you can win some F1 tickets. Like all these cool things.
That would actually, you know what? If you see, that's kind of cool because Call of Duty and those type of games don't have that. But if you have professionals that are coming in here that are from military and they're teaching you, how to cut the pie and corner peek and like CQB stuff, and you're actually learning like real cool stuff while in the game, that's something that no game actually has. So for me, that's personally cool, because you don't learn about that stuff, unless you go to places like Thunder Ranch or, you've got a stepdad that's a cop and he makes you do CQB stuff in the house. Not saying that happened, but it did. And, it's cool to learn that kind of stuff because, for regular civilians like us, we don't get exposure to that. So hearing that, from a military perspective and people that are operators in real life and then how that transfers into game, I think a lot of that actually kind of helps. You've seen people do this in games all the time. So that'd be sick.
Somebody we're trying to get on the game post funding. We're trying to get like Christian Craighead. I'm sure you've heard that name.
What did you say?
Can you hear me?
Hold on a minute. Let me check my mic thing. Can you hear me, Hado?
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on a minute. Nope, my Bluetooth thing disconnected in my ear. My bad. Nope, that was my Bluetooth. Technical difficulties. That's my technical difficulty.
Yeah, so Rama didn't hear the name. Could you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, so we want to get like some potential people, like popular operators on board. We want to, like post funding and stuff. We want to like approach like Christian Craighead and like some other people.
Christian Craighead. Yeah, you got an OB1 rifle.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so we kind of
want
want to do something because we see that he's doing a lot of stuff right now. Obviously, he's retired from T2 SAS. And we wanted to see if maybe he might be interested in doing a little show for us. I'm sure UF Pro, like the clothing manufacturer, the tactical clothing manufacturer. They have a lot of different like training videos as well, like with CQB, also how to fight off like knife attacks. And there's one really good one of knife versus gun, right? Because they're a clothing brand, right? But they produce tactical clothes for like law enforcement and obviously the
expensive
military.
tactical clothes.
Nah, their stuff's good. I use their stuff. Their stuff's really good. That's why it's expensive. But so we wanted to produce like a few videos like that as well, like things, just content outside of the game, outside of crypto. It just gets people interested in the brand. It's like, oh, this brand's producing this cool content.
Yeah, that is too. This is crazy. You're gonna get like definitely a specific like niche of people too. There's gonna be the ones that just want to soft play and those that I think really want to get deep into it. So I think that's kind of crazy. We should probably get to the next question though. Sorry about this, Hado. You know me. I just like we're ranting about guns and things.
Hey, before you get to the next question, I want to let the audience know that the poll is live. So go ahead and vote. It is live. Go ahead and vote.
And vote early. That's how we win, baby. That's how we win. Vote early, folks. Vote early. Let me see. Terry's over here. I just want to show this. I get it. He plays Tarkov. Teeter's pain is real. Totally understandable. All right. So after you're gone and get that poll and get those votes in, make sure, listen, if you're from the Prime Skill community, don't leave your founder, don't leave Dimitri here hanging. Make sure you go and vote. Tara says, where do you vote? My friend, you just go underneath this live and there's a voting poll in there ready for you.
I got you.
All right. So Dimitri, next question, second to the last question. What does the progression system look like for players who aren't participating in the wagering system?
Right. So we plan on releasing like a full free-to-play version of the game. We plan on releasing that on Steam, and this will have no sort of like crypto, how do I say it? No sort of like crypto
integration.
That's the best way to say no crypto stuff, right? Like there will be no NFTs, there'll be no wagering. This will be a pure free-to-play version of the game. and then obviously like they'll play the game and they're like, huh, I like this. This game's fun. This game's cool. And it also gives us more data points as well on the game of like how the game, like different builds and stuff, and just really exposing it to more people. Because you have games like Shatterline and like Off Grid, and these were like Web 2 games originally, but then they turned into Web 3 games and then they were taken off Steam. So we will have like two separate versions. The Front Strike won't be a pure free to play version. But like you'll be able to like essentially transfer data from that game to our game, to the wagering crypto side of the game, and you'll be able to do that. We need to look into obviously the legality of that and like how it works with Steam, but we'll definitely be able to come up with a solution that's beneficial to everybody because we want to get this game out to as many people as possible. And on that note, we're going to be launching on Ultra and a few other gaming distribution platform, Web3 gaming distribution platforms. So we're going to have a closed beta of the game as well. Oh, excuse me, closed alpha of the game as well, and we'll be giving out some codes to that towards the end of the month and more details on that towards the end of the month.
Oh, thanks for bringing up Ultra. Ultra, if you're listening, Ashes of Mankind, who was supposed to get a group with us, and we're supposed to check out your game, just letting all y'all, you're slacking, my friends, but we'll pick up Prime Steel and we'll do that one. So just want to let y'all know, Ashes of Mankind, we're waiting. We're waiting. So, oh, that's going to be cool. Yeah, I like that. And it needs to have something, I always say when it comes to these types of games, especially like FPS or there's wagering, you need to kind of cozy up to it, right? Like you don't want to get thrown into a professional poker tournament, right? You probably want to play a couple of, fog games with your friends and lose some fake chips before you put real chips on the line. That's right, real chips. So I appreciate that. And it gives somebody for everybody. Hopefully, maybe if you can get it on mobile too, because I think there's some people that might enjoy this on mobile if the game
so we
will
are going to
allow.
be launching a mobile version next year. We are going to be having
snap.
But there's going to be a workaround though, so you'll be able to play the game on mobile. You'll be able to play the game on mobile because it'll be streamed using this program called Shenga. Shenga is it's a Web3 streaming platform. So you'll be able to stream the game from this platform to a phone. So it'll be kind of like a workaround till we get like a full full native mobile version of the game.
So you guys are using like a cloud gaming based solution? Is that what I'm hearing, or something different?
Yeah, so we'll have a cloud-based gaming solution as well. Yes.
Gotcha. Oh, that's actually really cool. Nice. Just in terms of this, I got another question. Terrace is active today in the chat. He said, so you said there's a free-to-play version of the game and then choose to participate in crypto NFTs. If you choose to, will it be gated behind an NFT or a pass or something?
No, the game will not be gated behind anything. The game we want to have the game as accessible as possible. And like when you have like start getting like, oh, we got to get the NFT, we got to do this, and I don't want to deal with that. No, I want to make this as accessible to as many people as possible. So no, the game will not be token gated. It will not be NFT gated. Anybody will be able to play it.
Did you hear that? Web3, it's not gated. What the hell? I mean, we're gonna check this guy's temperature, make sure he's all right. Not gated behind NFTs or tokens or anything.
This
what
guy's
the hell's happening
saying,
here?
Holy shit, this guy's not crazy. What the fuck?
Oh, he said no. The crypto aspects is what he meant. Oh, okay, yes. This is what he was saying. He's like, no, the crypto aspects.
Oh, you mean the crypto? No. The crypto aspects, no. It won't be token gated at all. No. So you'll be wagering with Solana and Bitcoin. So all of the core infrastructure will be built on Solana and Bitcoin. But we're going to make this as multi-chain as possible. So you'll be able to use like AVAX. You'll be able to use like Polygon. You'll be able to use like Abstract and all these other chains as well. You'll be able to bridge into the systems seamlessly, and everything will work just as normal. And then you can bridge back out if you want to go back to your preferred ecosystem.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. We love that. And we hate bridging a bunch of stuff to have to go to a different place to sell it on a proprietary marketplace, then take that back out and then pay a fee and then send that to my KYC exchange and pay another fee to turn that into fiat. Web3. It'd be like that. Yeah. All right, folks, we got a sane one on our show today. We got a sane one. I like this. This is right. Last question for boss number 2, and then we're going to jump into some hot questions here in the lightning round. Are you ready for the final boss, Dimitri? Or the final question from boss 2?
Yes.
All right. How are you addressing the crucial aspects of netcode and server infrastructure that make or break FPS, that make or break competitive FPS games?
Yeah, so what we're using a Photon server, so we're using the Photon networking, I guess the networking framework, and we'll be having everything will be on a dedicated server, nothing will be peer to peer. And there's different data centers all over the world, right? Like we'll have like several different data centers, high quality data centers, and with extremely high bandwidth and extremely low latency. So obviously, like with competitive shooters, like latency is like the biggest thing playing a multiplayer game. Like one guy is in one country, guy is in another country. So we really want to keep this game as region based as possible. So you'll mostly be playing against people in your geographical region, and we'll probably have like a few data centers, probably like one, like for you, like one in the UK, like one in Germany, maybe like one in like Romania, something like that, just to keep like the spread of players and guys just like kind of closer geographical region. So we're using Photon, which is an industry standard for FPS games, multiplayer games in general, but also we'll be developing on top of that to ensure low latency and very high ticket rate. So the game is, to my understanding right now, the game is at 60 hertz, but we might want to take that up to like 90 hertz.
Yeah, because it might hurt if you don't. Sorry, because that's terrible. I'll stop. That was the end of boss number 2. Hotto's shaking his head. I know. My bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna let you cook or get cooked. Either one, whatever happens first.
I am a box of noodles. I'm getting cooked. But that does wrap it up for boss number 2. And then we're gonna jump into this lightning round. Hotto.
Yeah, before we do that, we got to take a little word from our sponsors. Chat, yeah, I'm talking to you, chat. Did you guys know that Arbitrum's got some fire games for you to try out? From racing in kitty cart to battling in golden ties, Arbitrum's got it all. Want to be a pirate? Pirate Nation is calling you. Feeling adventurous? Explore Magi on the Xi L2 blockchain. Or if you're into strategy, Maelstrom on the Uprising chain is your jam. Don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself and level up your gaming life on Arbitrum today. Warning, these games give you too much hype. Follow Arbitrum Games for more. Crypto Hotto approves this message. Alrighty, folks, we are back. What happened to my camera? Hello?
Yo, you got disconnected. You don't have the prime skills to pay the bills.
No, it just like decided to turn off my camera and switch the input.
Want to be a pirate? Oh, there he is.
It just switched my input without my consent. All right, I do not consent. All right, we're gonna head on over into the lightning round. Remember, these questions aren't going to be part of the polling, so these are just like lighthearted questions. But let's get into it. Yo, who pissed off? Who pissed off Scorch, bro? Or Pyro? I get those confused.
Bro, he's looking for a fight, man.
Yeah. Bro,
trying to square up, bro. He's
bro, it's like a Tesla protester.
Oh, we're canceled. All right. So I'll do the first 5. Rob will do the next 5. And the first lightning round question says, "What preferred weapon class in FPS games? For example, SMG, rifle, sniper, or shotgun?"
Right. 1 second. So what weapon type?
Yeah, what's your preferred class that you run in FPS?
I like assault rifles. I like to get up close and do the job. I think that's like the best way to do it. You mean in the game? I like.
Yeah.
In
the game.
Whoa! Hold on.
FPS game, man. FPS game. Yeah.
Doors earlier. He got him on a runner here.
I don't think we're talking about hunting unless you meant some other kind of hunting.
No, I'm talking about the game.
Okay.
Yeah. No. But I like because I play a lot of Battlefield. I like the current Battlefield. I like 2042. Honestly, right? I'm not one of those people that hates it. I wish they had a bit more destruction, but I like the assault rifles in the game. I like how you can like modify the rifle on the go as well. You can have like the different attachments in like your pocket and then change them on the go. Yeah, I like assault rifles.
Hey, you're going against the grain. Shout outs to you. I mean, I know the rest of the public don't like that game, but hey, I like sniping in the game. It was fun. Next question: most underrated FPS game of all time.
Uh, I mean, I play like some obscure games sometimes. I'm trying to think. Uh,
Let's just do like last year. What you played last year, the most like underrated FPS game you played last year.
I don't know. I mean, I play a lot of Squad. I like Squad. Squad 44 as well, the World War II version. I think that game's pretty good. I like the infantry combat update that they did, where like the way the stamina works and how you hold the rifle, and you have to kind of like balance the rifle a certain way. I like that sort of stuff. So I like the realism aspect of that, and it kind of makes the firefights more fun and more interesting. I quite like the old Project Reality for Battlefield 2. I quite like that game. Hidden and Dangerous was an old game we used to play as a kid. Hidden and Dangerous 2. It's like a British SAS game from World War II. This game came out in like 2003. I used to love that game as a kid. It was a really good game. It could have competed with Call of Duty, actually. I mean, it was more like stealth missions, but I thought that game was really good. I can't really think of another FPS that I would find underrated. I quite like Call of Duty. I quite like a lot of the mainstream FPSs like Battlefield, Call of Duty, this sort of stuff. But I would say I primarily play just like military games. I don't really. I play like flight games as well. I like Microsoft Flight. I like flying as well as like a hobby. I like cars. I don't really play car games. I just like cars in real life. But yeah, in terms of FPSs, I guess you could say maybe Squad. But it's not a lot of people's cup of tea. It's not like a fast paced like action sort of shooter. There's a lot of action, of course, and like the firefights are pretty intense. But yeah, I quite like that game.
Hey, some people like gin, some people like vodka. Different tastes. Next question says, if you had to remove one feature from Front Strike right now, what would it be?
If I had to remove one thing from Front Strike right now, that it costs so much to make. I mean, there's a lot of features that we're going to be adding in because we're going to have like kill streaks as well. So we're going to have like FPV drones. We're going to have like a grid lock artillery system as well, where there'll be like you have to run through the artillery or just avoid that area. We're going to have like airstrikes. So in terms of like removing something from Front Strike, if I had to absolutely remove something from Front Strike, I think it might be that, but that hasn't been added in. Or honestly, as bad as it sounds, this is something everyone wants, and we're implementing it. It's like the sliding. I mean, you can slide in real life, like with a firearm, right? But you're not gonna be like sliding and like shooting at somebody.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's kind of cheese, but like I get it. Like it's fun
Yeah.
as a game, right? But I mean, if I had to remove something, it'd probably be the sliding, honestly.
I mean, the sliding is like in every FPS game, and it's like it's something that people like kind of expect now. So I kind of understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's like the standard now,
Yeah.
sliding, but we'll have a stamina system with us. So you can't just like slide around the map like a fucking snake, right? Like you
Yeah,
have
if you're going for realism, you can't do like an Apex Legend type of slide. That's not realistic.
No, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like Call of Duties, like Call of Duty Battlefields, right? Like you'll be able to slide, you like slide kind of like a baseball player, right? Like you slide into position, but you won't be able to just do that over and over and over again. It's gonna take stamina, so you can probably like do that twice. You have to regain your stamina.
Okay, cool. Next question here says, console or PC for competitive FPS, in your opinion, which one's better?
PC always, because consoles have a auto aim, an aim assist. I don't really play console. Well, I don't play console. I have an Xbox downstairs, but that thing's collecting dust. I don't really play with like controllers and stuff. I like the mouse and keyboard. I think that
Hell yeah,
games with a mouse and keyboard. I think you have the most input control with a mouse and keyboard as a human being.
I got to get you on a call with Clouds, and y'all have to debate this because like he's a super controller guy, and I'm a FPS.
I mean, I'm sure some people, of course, there's some people who are like so good with a controller, right? They're able to become one with the game. But that's not me. I like my mouse and keyboard.
Hell yeah, for sure, dude. All right, last question from me, and then Ron will do the rest. Most influential FPS that inspired aspects Front Strike. You kind of alluded to this, but if you want to like go into more detail.
Call of Duty. I would say Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty. It's extremely accessible. I like how it looks. I like how it feels. Like the gun sounds like all different guns. The campaigns are usually good. They're interesting. They're different. I like that. But I just don't like a lot of the direction the game is taking with like some of these partnerships with the Squid Game thing and the like the Nicki Minaj.
I was gonna say, that nigga.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
Man, that was ridiculous. It's ridiculous, right? Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I just want my little army game, man. I don't want to see like Nicki Minaj running around and the Squid Game guys, the Squid Game like puppet girl thing. It gets a bit much. It just kind of ruins the immersion, and some of the map design is just kind of cheese now. But I like Call of Duty, so I would say Call of Duty. Then obviously the second inspiration would be Counter-Strike. Hello?
I was muted. My bad. I was gonna say, like, I tend to agree with you on the point where it's like you have all these different characters that have been implemented into the Call of Duty lore. Like, I was playing the other day and like this anime character was shooting at me, and I'm like, why is there an anime character in Call of Duty? It just doesn't fit for me. So I understand where you're coming from completely on that. Tara said the only thing mouse and keyboard suffers hard is in racing. I don't know why you would ever want to race with the mouse
No
and keyboard.
way.
Never race with keyboard and mouse ever. Ever.
All right,
Ever.
Robin. The rest is the stack is yours.
All right, perfect. And I got a really quick before we get lightning round. I know he's gonna tell me to wrap it up. I have a feeling you were born in like the 80s or 90s. Am I correct without doxing you?
Yeah, I was born in the 90s, man.
Yeah, I figured he does real man shit. He's like got work on cars in real life. He actually operates actual weapons. He's pretty based, so I figure he's run that.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm super based, man. I'm too based.
Hell yeah. Too base. There's no such thing, my friend. There's no such thing as too based. All right, next lightning round question. Aim assist, a necessary evil or competitive advantage?
Aim assist. There's gonna be no aim assist in Front Strike. There'll be no sort of aim assist. No way. The game has to be competitive, and aim assist. I mean, that's something Call of Duty has. You don't really see it, but like Call of Duty has aim assist. We're not gonna have any sort of aim assist. It's all skill based.
So you think that's a competitive advantage then?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, perfect. Describe Front Strike in exactly 3 words.
Based money game.
I'll take 2. All right.
You put me on the spot there.
Hey, that's what we wanted. We got it.
All things we like. All right. So, if you could add any map from another FPS to Front Strike, what would it be? You can't say Rust or Newtown. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say some dumb shit. Let me be serious.
No, we do dumb shit here. It's cool.
No. It was too dumb. Like it was like pants on head, like stupid. Like no. Shit. I quite like Siege of Shanghai in Battlefield 4. That was a really cool map. The Siege of Shanghai, and also like Metro from Battlefield 3. Those maps were fucking sick.
Metro is sick. Yeah,
Metro's sick. Yeah, Metro.
Like, that's like
I could agree with
legendary.
Metro. Yeah.
Yeah, like Metro, probably like Metro Siege of Shanghai. I would say probably more towards Metro. I really like Metro. We are going to be building out like a subway map, but like Metro like did it perfectly. I love that map. The only thing was the subway was too clean because in Paris is nowhere near that clean.
if I may sneak a question in here real quick, since you talked about maps, is there going to be any UDC level editor, map builder type thing, or no?
Yeah, we're gonna have a map, like map making competition as well, and like the winner will win some money. They'll also win some royalties from the map. So we want to have like hyper competitive map building where we will implement those maps in the game, and a monetary reward. There'll be a monetary reward of an upfront payment, whether that's like $5,000 or $10,000. There'll also be a royalty payment as well. So like those maps will generate some sort of income for that person forever.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Next one. I know what you're going to answer with this one. I think biggest technical hurdle you've overcome so far.
Definitely the actual wagering aspect. There's been a lot of testing on the actual wagering and how that works. There's been different methods to that. Like one method was we were gonna confirm each kill on the blockchain, and I said there's no fucking way. So like that would just cost too much in gas fees. The way it's gonna work is all the money is deposited into a vault that is spun up, and then the game server then sends a message to the vault, and it tells the vault where to distribute the winnings to what addresses. So that's how it's going to work. And we came up with this system, and that was definitely the biggest technical challenge, is like getting those two systems hooked up to each other.
Like a contract-based escrow.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
just releases.
exactly.
Okay, yeah. Got you on there too. All right. Last question. This one's going to be fun. Hypothetical dream collaboration. Which gaming brand would you partner with if you had to choose one?
Gaming brand. Well, it's kind of a hard one because I haven't really thought about this as much, honestly. Like, there's obviously like collaborations with like different defense manufacturers that I wanted to work with. I wanted to. I've been commenting a bit on like Lockheed Martin's F-35, their official page, and they like a lot of our posts actually. The official F-35 page. But like in terms of like gaming collaborations, I would say maybe something like I would have to think about that. I couldn't really think about that. We were thinking about other projects, like other like
Let's
sort
try.
of
Let's
Web3
do any
projects.
collaboration.
I would say like in terms of like a web. Let's just simplify it for like a Web3 collaboration. There's a lot of different like NFT collections that I like. I mean, I like Clayosaurus. I like PJPP, which is less well known. Private Jet Pajama Party. It's like NFT collections that I like, and I think making like skins for some of these NFT collections and making like little trinkets for these NFT collections, that'd be really cool. And that's something we want to do, is like for like high quality projects, we want to kind of involve them. We want to put some of their stuff in the game for like marketing. We can do that. Obviously, it's not going to be like someone's going to run around as a bored ape, right? Like we're not doing that. But they would have like little trinkets in the game, whether that's like a keychain on the game, on the gun, or like kind of like a logo on like one of their uniforms. Like that'd be pretty cool.
No, great answer. Great answer.
More logos. Yes, I agree.
Yes, more logos. That's going to wrap it up there for the lightning round. I just want to put this one comment really quick, and I'm sorry, Chris, I didn't think about you, but he says, bro, I was born in the 80s. I'm not a manly man. I'm a weeb. The 80s.
Well, the first match set in Tokyo, actually. So there you go. You can weave it out.
That's true. Not everybody's built the same. I totally get it. But yet we are going to move on to boss number 3, the final boss.
So this round is a little different. Me and Ramen are going to alternate on each question. So I'll do the first one, Ramen will do the next one, and so on and so forth. So question number 1 says, your product is described as Win-2-Earn. Can you explain exactly how this differs from other models and how it benefits players rather than just investors?
Well, I think the biggest thing is based in actual grounded reality. Play to earn is an unsustainable Ponzi scam that doesn't work. It requires constant new money to pump the scam, and it just doesn't work. The money has to come from somewhere, and how our model works is, we want to use Solana, right? Like we'll have a token later on, but we want to use Solana. And by using Solana, people can wager with this. They can wager with a stable coin. They can wager with Bitcoin. It allows us, like our business model, we make money on the fees, right? So we make money off of the actual volume of people playing the game. And individuals make money by being better than the other person. In order for there to be a winner, there has to be a loser. That's just how life works. So everything is completely skill based, and how it monetary benefits you is the better you get at the game, the more money you can make. So you have to invest a little bit of your money into the game, right? Like there's a buy-in, but that's how it is with any sort of casino or any sort of like when you buy a game at the store or whatever, right? There's a buy-in, and if you're good at the game, you win. You earn the money. But if you're bad at the game, then you lose money. But it doesn't really matter because people are going to be addicted to the game regardless, right? Because the way I see it is, we are 99% game, 1% crypto, right? We use crypto just to move the assets around, move the money around. But the game's not built around crypto. The game is built around being a good game, good fun game. That's what we're doing. So that's how we really differentiate ourselves from like a lot of these other games. Because I'm not gonna throw any names out there, but I'm tired, honestly. I'm tired. I mean, a lot of these games, they're just scams. You know, they're not building anything real. They're just kind of taking VC money and, you know, enriching themselves and not really producing anything of any real value. But here we're trying to build something that's real that actually has a sustainable economy and business model around it.
All right. We would love if you took some shots. You don't have to, but just you know.
Name
No, I
them.
always no, no,
Do
no.
it.
I always work with the suppressor. Okay, you always use a suppressor. You don't just go loud. And just let everybody know that you're
Oh, man, he's a
Fair
can man.
enough.
Okay, he a can
Fair
man.
enough.
Got
Fair
it.
enough. Rama, take it away.
Yeah, all right, all right. Well, that was the next question. Speaking of these games you're talking about with the big misses and early raises, what are some of the companies? No, I'm just playing. That's not the question. I'm just instigating. What legal
once we raise
consideration?
funding, once we raise our funding, I'm gonna be the full on like Taliban towards these other games, man. I don't give a shit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wage a full on.
Yeah, get the money first. Get the money first.
Insurgency against these other games. I don't
He's
care.
like,
He'll be
he's
on
like
the
just
Sasuke revenge tour after the money.
All right. The next question is what legal considerations have you addressed regarding the wagering system, especially with the varying regulations across the different countries?
Yeah, so we have our own in-house legal team. We're being represented by a legal firm that specializes in this stuff, where with gaming and also like crypto gaming regulations. So, you know, we're in good hands with that. Me personally, I'm not really bothered by that because it's all skill based, right? It's not considered gambling because you're not like the legal threshold for at least like in the UK, the legal like thresholds for gambling are not met with this product. So I'm not really concerned about that. If there's issues that arise, we take those as we go, right? But we're not really particularly worried about that, just due to the nature of the game. That it's not actually gambling; it's just wagering. We're just offering a wager, and we're not offering a wager in fiat currencies and crypto. So we're not really, that concerned about it. We've already had our legal counsel about that, and yeah, obviously there's different jurisdictions that might say something, but you know it is what it is, right? Like we take that as we go. We've been very proactive about it up until now, and nothing's really like we haven't really uncovered anything where people could potentially or like so certain agencies potentially like send us a notice of this, that, and the other. But we're also going to be onboarding some additional people as well. In NFC Paris, we met an individual that we might be looking to bring onto our team who works with the French gambling agency. So he's very well versed in all of this. In addition to our legal counsel, that's also well versed. So we're obviously looking at the compliance side of things, but in terms of our risk matrix, that's pretty low. When you consider like the biggest risk is the hacking. The regulatory side of things is kind of low for us because we've already had like done our risk assessments on it.
Ramen, you're cutting out, buddy.
Oh, I was saying I figured the regulations would be a little bit different, but it seems like you got the legal team to get that all covered. And I don't think he'd launch without that.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah, I also want to make the comment real quick. At least in the United States, a lot of these things might be changing in the next 6 months to 12 months. So we don't know like how favorable or unfavorable it might be, but I do think that it might get a lot easier to identify like if you are breaking the law or not in the future. So just want to throw it out there, at least in the US. Hopefully it'll get a lot more clearer as to what people are doing, if they're doing wrong or not. I personally don't think anyone's doing anything wrong like that anyways, but moving on. Next question says, with the skill token, what mechanisms are you guys implementing to ensure long-term sustainability? You kind of alluded to that already, but if you can go into detail. Rather than creating a situation where players extract all the value. I mean, you kind of already explained it, but if you just want to reiterate the point.
Yeah, the skill token. So we'll be launching that token. That's obviously going to be post-launch the game. We'll be looking to have that token launched later in the year. And the skill token, it'll give certain benefits, early access to certain games, DAO function, a bit of revenue sharing as well as passive income on the fees that we generate from X, Y, and Z. But we know we plan on. It's not gonna be like some pump fun shit that we're launching at like 100 market cap, 100 market cap, pump fun, Dex tools paid, spaces in 20 minutes. You know, like it's not gonna be like that, right? Like, we're not doing that bullshit. But it'd be like a fairly high valuation market token launch, deep liquidity. It won't be like a pump and dump sort of like BS token. You know, we're not going to be doing that. So for us, we want to have like a long-term sustainable ecosystem. We see this as like a multi-billion-dollar product if it's properly supported and properly executed. So we're not going to do anything that we could risk that vision. So we plan on having a very long-term token. It's not just like a pump and dump because we don't believe that that's sustainable, and we want to be around in 10 years' time, being the tier one gaming ecosystem for wagering.
Love that answer, and I agree wholeheartedly. Like everything you said, it's something that happens too many times. I do see that I don't know how to pronounce his name, Tsubasa. So it's doing that thing again, Ramen, where the messages are like at the top, so you can't see them. But this guy said, "Hi guys," and he said, "When playing PS." I guess he's asking like, when will this game come to PlayStation?
I will be completely transparent. I have no idea. I can't even it's not even a plan for us.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at what Off the Grid does. I know their own console and their crypto game. I haven't really looked at what they've done yet. I need to do some research. I'm just kind of in my own world, just building this game.
Yeah.
But that's definitely a real possibility. I don't think it'll be this game. I think it'll be the next game that we haven't really disclosed. So like, we're using Front Strike as like the baseline of the series, right? But I want to develop another game, which will be more like but this game won't come until like probably 2029, right? Like this game is not in development. It's just kind of in a concept stage. But I want to build a more of a Battlefield style game. And I think by then that'll be something that could be cross-played with consoles as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know that My Pet Hooligan recently announced something with Xbox. So I don't know if there's like a special thing you guys have to do. I think you might just have to like approach it like any other game. But it does seem that like Web3 games are making their way to console in one way or the other. So I definitely suggest that anyone that's making a game, like console players, they spend money too. I'm just saying.
But I don't know how you could do. The only thing is, I don't know how you could do the wagering though. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? Because I mean, that's obviously the bread and butter, and that's how we make the
companion
our
app.
money, right? Is the game is like, but I mean, I'm sure we could just put like the free to play version, like the one that would be on Steam, right? The pure free to play version. We could just put that on consoles as well, and just kind of get people interested in Prime Skill, and then they can see like, oh, if I play this PC version on this launcher, I can like wager money as well. That's really cool, you know, like. Because obviously we have a game, right? The point, that's what I'm saying, 99% is game, right? You build a good game, you can do anything with that, right? That's a product.
Right.
That's something you own.
Right.
You know, you can do anything with that. So it doesn't just have to be a crypto game. And if it's a good game, you don't need crypto to carry it. People just play it because it's fun.
Right. Yeah, Taris also, he also said JGB is probably more accessible to have a conversation about it being from the Off the Grid guys. So maybe that's something you could like hit up, and JGB's one of our community members here in Discord. Okay. He may be able to give you some information on that. There's a guy named Tatted Lawyer. He's building a game. He got like his game coming out on Nintendo Switch. So there's definitely people in our industry that have gotten to this point. So those are some people you might be able to reach out to and kind of like bounce ideas off of. Just some food for thought.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. If you guys could just like send me some messages after the after this, that'd be cool.
Only if you beat the boss.
Bro, I'm gonna beat the boss. Get real, man.
All right, I'm just making sure. You know, we don't do participation trophies in here.
Man. Come on.
Yeah, we don't do participation trophies up in here, so we're just letting everybody know.
All right. Speaking of the bosses, we're still in the third boss here, so let's move on to the third to last question. And Ramen, I'll give it to you.
All right. This was actually a really great question because I struggle with this a lot. But how are you addressing common criticisms of Web3 gaming, particularly the perception that blockchain integration often comes at the expense of actual gameplay quality?
It's absolutely horrific. It's extremely stressful. It's extremely depressing. A lot of Web3 games have just been built to be scams. As I say, that's right, and it really tarnishes the entire reputation of the space. There's so many scams in Web3. Lack of regulation goes both ways, right? It does drive innovation, but also it does just drive bad actors. And just to be completely transparent, there's many bad actors. 99% of Web3 games are just absolute dog shit. They're absolutely horrible. They're absolute scams. It's just it makes people like me. It makes our job much harder because not only have to build a good game, I have to convince people it's a good game. 'Cause usually if it's a good game, people just play it and they're like, "Oh, that's a good game." But like, if it's a Web3 game in here, oh, crypto. As soon as somebody hears crypto, they're like, "Ugh, crypto, ugh, that's a scam," And it's really hard. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I kind of just crash out. I just don't even give a fuck. I'm just like, you know what, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care. But some people I'll have like an honest conversation with, and like, usually I convince people. They take a look at the gameplay. They understand sort of the monetary system behind it as well. And then they understand it like, yeah, we don't even have our own token. We're using something else. Like it's not that we're making a scam here, right? Like we are making something real that actually adds monetary value to people.
Yeah, that's fair. I know that's a tough one. That's a tough one for a lot because usually, like you said, when you see that someone's making a game and there's blockchain, it seems like it's extremely low lift on the development or store-bought assets, or like they're just reskinning something and there's like no original thought into it. So I think the question is kind of like, I think people spend more money about how they're going to monetize whatever their game as opposed to actually dialing in on the gameplay and the mechanic and move mechanics and things like that. So yeah, that's a rough one. That is a rough
They
one.
do the opposite where it's like, I'm going to spend all my money on marketing and not spend my money on game development. And then
Right.
you play the game and it's like, what happened? Like the game's like stuck in an alpha state. Why didn't you spend money on the game? And it's like, oh, we spent a lot of money to find you to play the game. It's like, well, you should have spent money on the game first.
And then you get the traditional 2024-25 I call it the Web3 apology letter because all these games coming out. This is hard for us to say, but we were super bullish for the past 4 years with a great team and community, blah, blah, blah. We ran out of money. Nobody wants to play our shit. And that's the Web3 apology letter. And then it's all blamed on the crypto community and never on their own actual products. So we see a lot of that happening.
You could also throw that on the other foot here too and be like, hey, we ran out of money. But like low key, they didn't run out of money. They just made a bunch of money and they don't care anymore.
I know who you're talking about.
That's the other thing too.
I know there's
I know who you're talking about.
They made a bunch of money, right? Yeah, they stole a bunch of money and they just don't give a shit anymore. Yeah, that's not me.
Hey, we kicking down doors NFT collection where we're doing snitch coin where you get us to all the people that have rugged you and you get paid.
Yeah, face snitch coin.
Hey, no one's getting away with shit because we'll pay your family members so much money that they will narc you out. Yeah, all right.
All right, man. Let's get to the last questions here. Let's see. Rob, we did number 14, right?
Did number 14. We got 2 more to go, big dog.
All right, cool. This one says many Web3 FPS games have been struggling with player adoption and retention. What is your strategy to attract traditional gamers who might be skeptical of blockchain elements? You kind of alluded to that just now, but like if you have like a game plan, like what is that? What's the game plan?
Well, if you go on our website, we don't really talk too much about the crypto aspect. We just say wagering, right? We say wagering. We have a nice website. It's still not done. There's some things I need to change. There's some gameplay footage I need to put up. But the biggest thing is like getting Web2 gamers is just getting them interested in the actual game, right? Focus on the actual game. Focus on the actual gameplay. Focus on the story behind the game. Focus on the mechanics of the game. Then all the other stuff comes, right? Like people always talk about monetization, blah, blah, blah. If you just make something good, and then just put it in front of people, the money will chase you, right? The money will chase you. You build something good, the money chases you. Like you look at a Lamborghini, you look at a Ferrari, you look at a McLaren, right? You're like, oh, that looks fucking sick, right? Like people want to buy that, right? They see that it's big, bright, loud, and looks cool, right? Like, you build something nice and money chases you. So the way I see it is, as I said, 99% game, 1% crypto. You just focus on the actual game and just like have the wagering is obviously like the monetary side, the like, hey, I can make money playing this. Then, people will play it. People will give it a chance, especially since it's a free to play game first. people will just play it. Like when we had people in NT Paris, like we had to pry people off the computers. People were like we had like one guy sit there for 2 hours playing the game, right? And like there was no like sort of monetary incentive for him to do that. We didn't pay this guy to do that. Just some random dude that didn't even know about this company and came over and played this game for 2 hours. At the end of NFT Paris on the second day, we had to like pry people off the computers because the conference hall was shutting down. So
Man.
we just build a good game, build something attractive, and I think that's what I'm not just tooting my own horn here. I think that's what we're doing. So yeah,
That's gotta be a great feeling though. Like know that something that you took time to work on or whatever, and it's like you gotta tell dude like, hey, we're closed. Can you go home now? Like, hey, you can still play it in the future, but gotta go.
Yeah,
That's
much.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Ramen, I'm kicking it over to you for the last question.
Last question. Looking at your roadmap, what does the next 6 to 12 months look like for Front Strike, and what key milestones should the community be watching for?
Yeah, so it'd be really good if everybody could follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Join, huh?
On what? What's it called again? It's X, baby.
It's
Stay based, baby. Stay based.
It's always gonna be. I don't care. It's always gonna be Twitter, man. X. All right. Okay. Yeah. Follow us on X, even though it's Twitter.com still. But follow us on X and yeah, stay up to date. Join the Telegram, join the Discord, and really interact with the community. Right. Like we have some people in right now. Obviously, the game isn't launched yet, so we're gonna be launching or announcing like the details of our closed alpha, where you'll be able to play the game on like Ultra and like some other gaming distribution platforms. But yeah, it'd be good if everyone could follow us on X. We'll have all the updates there. We're looking to launch the game in Q3 this year. And I think that would be the first major milestone for people.
Nice, good. Pay attention, folks. Damien's out here feeding the fire. Twitter always get out of here with that crazy talk, that craziness. All right, well that's gonna wrap it up for boss number 3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have concluded that the voting has closed. So we are going to get into the results portion of the show in just a moment. Typically, we do like a little segment where you get to shout yourself out why you deserve an A. But I think you already did that when you said, of course, I'm going to kill the boss. So we're just going to forego that part.
We're gonna definitely do that. Man, I'm really hoping I see some cool collabs. I want to see some like Les Bayer customs, some like Kimbers, Wilson Combat, some Dan Wesson, some Ed Brown, some Alchemies. That'd be cool to see some like major gun brands.
Yeah, what was it? Noah Arms as well. The guys in Norway, they produce like the pants and stuff, right? They have like a cooperation with Tarkov, so I might reach out to them as well.
Please let it be, and really focus on the 1911s because I grew up with 45, and that's my favorite.
If I hear you say 1911 one more fucking time, Robin, I swear to God.
World War I, man. This man.
Bro, that weapon is tried and true, baby.
Over and
If
over
you can
again.
If you can operate a 1911, Rich,
1911. See, I already forgot the number. Thank you for writing me. 1911. 1911.
I mean, it's legendary.
All right. We're doing Ramen's 1911 talk. It's time to get into some results. How did we do today? Everybody's favorite of the show, the results portion. And we're going to get right into it. Sponsored by Arbitron and Warden and RevDG. On boss number 1, Dimitri, you scored an 89 out of 100. Not too shabby. Boss number 2, you scored a 75 out of 100. What the hell happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened, chat. Because on boss number 3, you scored 100 out of 100, which puts you at an 88 overall. You have defeated all of the bosses.
Only at 75. Who voted? Like what?
Hey, the ops, bro. There's the ops in Web 3.
Bro,
They heard you taking shots. They knew.
shrapnel player in there. I know.
Oh, he said it.
I know.
He couldn't help
Let's
himself.
go. Let's go.
Dimitri couldn't help himself.
There it is, chat. There it is. You guys waited till the best part, the end, not only for the results, but that fire take right there. You guys heard it all. I don't have to repeat it.
Clippable moments. Clippable moments.
But yeah, how you feeling, man? You defeated all the bosses, just another day in the office. How you feeling, man?
I mean, it's just another day of winning, right?
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, well, that's going to do it for this week's show, guys. Where is my outro music? Ramen, take over. Take over, Ramen, please.
Yeah, I just, should I just keep talking guns or do we want to start talking about motors? Like a nice 331 with a Kenny Bell, 335s wrapped in the back, boxed out rear, wall shooting guns, and skeet shooting out the back at the same time.
Why did Catalyst give me this boomer co-host?
I'm sorry, I like guns and motors. I'm an old school man.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this week's episode of Boss Battle. We will see you guys on the next one. Later. Goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to try to be crazy, bro. Oh, my God. I don't have an outro.
Who needs one? I'm dancing.
We're running this one.